Hello, and the time has come for me to trade in my 2016 Mazda CX-5 that has over 334,000 kilometers, and I've been driving it for over 9 years. Hey everybody, my name is Pat and I am the Outsider, military guy now turned car reviewer, and I haven't done any videos about my personal car, which is this one, the 2016 Mazda CX-5 GS. And basically, it's not the most flashy vehicle, but it was a very purposeful vehicle at the time. I'll tell you why I purchased originally. The reason was the Mazda CX-5 handled great. I bought it in 2015. It's a 2016 GS Plus 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. And it was very well tuned, very well calibrated. There's no lag when you would take off, as most Mazda owners will know. It's a fun vehicle to drive. Now, it also offered quite a lot of cargo capacity. If you're looking at it, it's obviously a compact SUV segment vehicle. And I'm gonna turn it around here. And it just got everything that I needed done. I have dogs, there's plenty of room for the dogs. I had kayaks, you can put the kayaks up on a roof. It's got all-wheel drive for all these snow. That's right, I drove on this and it's wet, it's raining today, but it has a decent all-wheel drive. Now, I crashed my Subaru Forester, so in comparison, yes, the Subaru Forester does have a better all-wheel drive traction in the snow, but still, Mazda is not to be, it's not a dinger band Mazda, it's just that Subaru has the best one, in my opinion, for traction control in the snow. Furthermore, I did say 334,000 kilometers and over 9 years in ocean. This thing's gonna last me way long. It can last me at least a few more years, but why am I trading it in and what am I trading it for? Well, that's something I'm gonna tell you guys at the end of this video, throughout this video. But let me just show you one last time what my vehicle looks like. It's nice and clean. It's still very well maintained. I took good care of it. I did the maintenance I had to. And what I like is, I've seen on some General Motors vehicles that these buttons get worn out so quick. And it's not the case with the Mazda. The symbol here is. But other than that, you know, I have a little bit of wear and tear around here. But other than that, it is still in very good condition. I am utterly impressed how this vehicle held up. And a big factor why I bought this particular vehicle and this Mazda is because Mazda offers, in Canada anyways, a unlimited kilometer warranty, because you can tell by 334,000 kilometers that I do quite a fair amount of driving, and for me just a regular warranty wasn't going to cut it. And so unlimited kilometers warranty did have an impact on my decision. And because I knew I was going to keep it for a long time, you see I have all these floor mats here. I have, no, this is just my gear and stuff, but you know, I got all the weather floor mats and everything. I have a tow package. This is capable of towing 2,500 pounds, which is more than I needed for my ATV and all that stuff. My fuel economy has been pretty good, especially because at the time that I bought it, it had one of the best fuel economy and one of the most engaging drive. Made a lot of sense to get this vehicle. And if you're a Mazda owner, comment below if you bought it exactly for the same reason that I bought mine. Fuel economy is 9 liters per 100 kilometers combined, or 26 miles per gallon. And I would say that in the winter, in the summer, I still get 9 liters per 100 kilometers or better. I get maybe around between 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers or 9 liters per 100 kilometers. In the winter, that changes, right? A lot of people think EVs are the only ones that range gets affected in the winter. Not true. If you have the defrost on all the time, it's going to drain a little bit more. So I'm more around the 9.5 liters. Plus, this vehicle is 9 years old. It's not going to have the same fuel efficiency as, you know, a brand new one. And right there, I lead into my point of why am I getting a newer vehicle when this one is completely paid off and it's still running good, although the fuel economy is starting to get a little bit worse along the years. Well, it's fuel efficiency. most of the newer cars are more fuel efficient. Gas prices where I live here in the Great White North are extremely high. But in the province of Quebec, where I currently am, gas prices are the lowest in North America. I think you know where I'm going. Did I decide to go with a plug-in hybrid, or did I decide to go with an EV? I'll let you know right now, I decided to go with a full EV, pure electric, and the reason is because I got tired of oil changes. This one cost me about $110 per oil change. It cost me about $200 per week in gas. An EV doesn't have any oil change. An EV, well, it's gonna cost me about $20 a week for the same amount of kilometers because we have such a low electricity tariff here. It's just the electricity is the lowest in North America, period. So that's going to lead into, if you are living in Alberta, if you're living in the States, or if you're living anywhere else other than here, you might say what I'm saying is BS, but it's restricted to my area, restricted to my region. Here, we got one of the highest gas prices in North America, but we got the lowest electricity. That's why so many people are converting. And also, why am I buying it now? Why am I not waiting for another year with this vehicle? Well, the rebate, the provincial rebate, is at $7,000 right now. And starting January, it'll be at $4,000. So I didn't want to risk losing out on that $3,000 rebate. And I'm going to do a video on the negotiation aspect because it took me a hell of a long time. I'm not Tommy from Delivered, so it took me about 3 weeks to negotiate the car to the price that I wanted to and the car that I wanted to. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not telling you exactly which EV either, but I got a pretty good deal. I'll make a video on it. But that, all things in perspective, I did the math. Insurance, I did the math on tires, all of which are more expensive than this vehicle, of course, or a brand new one in that aspect. And I did the math on gas compared to electric, and it adds up. And that's why a lot of people in my area are switching to EVs. And yes, it's better for the environment, sure, but more because of the mathematical aspect of it, it just makes more sense. I talked to a neighbor of mine, she just bought an EV, and she's like, yeah, well, if I was to buy a new vehicle, I had to buy a new vehicle, but a new vehicle, with the prices the vehicle are at now, they went up, right? We all agree with that. Prices of vehicles are way up, too high. And she said, I have to buy a new vehicle, so prices is this high, and then the gas is still this high. She's like, I couldn't end up affording it, but paying a little bit more while still getting, with the provincial and federal tax rebate, $12,000 off the price of the vehicle, and lowering that energy bills per week into electricity instead of gas, it made sense financially for her, and she was able to afford a new vehicle as far as it was electric. Now, comment below if you live in my area. Ooh, a little wobbly with the camera. Comment below if you live in my area, but whatever area you live in, it's okay if it's better for you to buy a gas car because your gas prices are so low and your electricity prices are pretty high. I have a friend in North Carolina, hey Joe, and for him, we were talking, he's like, if I was living in Quebec, he's like, I would 100% get an electric vehicle. He's like, but it doesn't make sense for me here. And I completely understand that. And EV buyers, for crying out loud, you need to understand other people's perspective. Yes, we need to do something about the environment. But for me to go to a plug-in hybrid and still have to pay oil change and all that stuff, plug-in hybrids are still a little bit heavier than an internal combustion engine. So you still wear out your tires a little bit faster, not as fast as an electric car, but also electric cars are so much fun to drive. So that's why I completely ruled that out. I said, you know what? No, I'm not scared because one, I review cars and I get electric cars every other week and I know what it's like to live with them. I'm not jumping into something I don't know. But if you're thinking about it, you can follow my journey as I live in the cold. I live in cold weather. And I'm not saying that I'm definitely going to do some cold weather driving with my new vehicle. And I kind of laugh sometimes when I see some cold weather driving. It's like, this is cold weather test for our EV. And the guy's in a hoodie outside and there's no snow anywhere. I'm like, it's not really cold. Anyways, I kind of go off sometimes and all that stuff. And I don't mean to disrespect Kyle from out of spec, but it's just, we don't have the same kind of cold. You want to do a cold weather test, come up here. north of Quebec City, where it is actually cold and it's actually raining, but it's not usually raining. But anyways, comment below, tell me if you're thinking about switching an EV, tell me, or if you're not switching an EV, tell me why. Tell me why, and if it has to do with the math doesn't add up for you, that is completely fine. I'm not gonna get butthurt, and I understand that it's for me, it might not be for you. Everything is good. We keep it, you know, civil in the chat. We just engage back and forth, and since I'm retired now, I'll be engaging a lot more. So yeah, say bye to the 2016 Mazda CX-5. You served me well, buddy. You served me well. You did what you had to do, but now it's just time for me to move on to something else. See you guys later.